Avionics on.
That's almost always, I usually just leave that on. It's over here, but I usually leave it.
Okay, fuel pump, circuit breaker.
That's just because sometimes I take it out.
Oh really, why?
If I'm working on the dynon, that's running the fuel pump, and I don't like to leave that fuel pump just running and running.
Okay. Starting engine, check fuel pressure.
Okay, we'll have to wait for the screen to come up.
Okay.
So you've got 3.3 right there, fuel pressure.
Throttle.
Okay, I'll walk you through this part. So it is a cold start. Oh, I added fuel, so I gotta add 10 gallons. Call it that, and we'll.
So
that's what I added. So now that's what it thinks it has 17.5, which sounds just about right to me. So stepped because it can only read the top or the bottom 16 gallons or so.
Okay.
So you have to tell it if you've added fuel over the top of that 16 gallons. We can hit map. That's just approach plates, which we don't care about. Okay. Now you should be okay.
Okay.
All right. So we'll walk through the start. So it'll need the choke because it is a cold start. That doesn't mean the weather's cold. It means the engine is cold. So it's left gently. I should say left. I should say counterclockwise because I made that mistake. Counterclockwise about 90 degrees.
Okay.
Or left, however you want to think about it. Then gently pull it out. Then counterclockwise back to the right 90 degrees. Or back to clockwise. There you go. That's good. Now you're ready to start it. So you've got ignition A, ignition B on. So you just start it like a car. A bit rough. So I'll go ahead and manage the throttles at first once it kicks over. There we go. There. It's a little rough when it's on the idle because it's running rich almost automatic right away. So you just have to kind of, whoops, I got the brakes. Right. Sorry.
Okay. Brakes hold,
yeah,
clear.
That probably should be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, we went out of order.
We missed all that stuff.
Went out of order because I just kind of coached you through it. So normally it would have been set the choke, brakes hold, make sure there's nobody standing in front of the propeller, then start. Yeah. And then right away you want to check to make sure you're getting oil pressure. So we got 60 psi on the oil pressure, so that's good. You want to check that right away because if you're not getting oil pressure, you want to shut it right back off.
Right.
So it's right there.
Okay, yeah, I see. 59?
59 is, yeah, it'll change with the throttle, but it's just up in the green is all you really need. Just make sure the oil's moving.
Okay. Throttle 2,500.
Under. It's got to stay under 2,500, and it shows you how to do that by giving you that little green arc.
Okay.
So that'll go away. Once we hit 120 on the oil temp, that green arc will get all the way up to red line. So for now, we just kind of keep it somewhere in that range while it warms up. Okay.
Throttle oil pressure check, 12 psi. So we were...
Yeah, we were at 58.
58. Okay, 10 seconds.
And ammeter charging. Ammeter is charging. So it's got a +2, so it's charging. Bad. You don't want to see like a -5. Okay. You just want to see that it's charging. So that's what we're going to do at the end of the runway. So now we're really just sitting and waiting for the oil to get a little warmer. Okay. So we can tell where we're going. So press the map button. And we're going to Zanesville direct. So the D with the arrow, it's the second one from the left. Okay. Yep. I hit that. Now this is where we tell where we want to go. So now you're working with this one. And we want to go down to, we want to go one down to get to the airport. There you go. Go one to the right. Get back to the K. We need the K. There you go. One to the right. Just push the knob to the right. There you go. You need a Z in there. There you go. Oh, almost there. I got it. I jumped the gun. That's why. Go X, going the other way. Two more. Right there. That's it. So there's not too many KZs around. So that's what we want. That's Zanesville. That's where we're headed. Okay. So just go ahead and hit the direct again. And then hit back again because it's easier to always be back up at that top menu. So really we're just waiting for the oil right now. By the time we get down to runway 4, I'm going to ask for 2-2, but it's going to calm. So they're generally going to send us to 4. I'm going to ask for 2-2 and they almost always give it to us. So we'll go ahead and get that done and we'll taxi on down. Back. Just wait for the oil. You're fine. You're up at the top level again. As soon as you see PFD, engine map, the really top level stuff, you're back up at that top level menu. So let's make sure we're on ground because sometimes I don't leave it there. It's 128.1 or 121.8 ground. KTZR, which is Bolton. So that's the current frequency. So that's the one we want. So we're on the right frequency.
So this is a ground frequency?
Yeah. So the tower, they have a ground frequency and a control tower frequency. It's the same guy, but they still like you to use both frequencies because that's policy or process or whatever. And they won't bark at you if you forget, but it's just a little minor embarrassment if I just wasn't paying attention. That's kind of embarrassing to me. So I try to double check that when I think of it. So we'll give them a call.
Okay.
Bolton ground experimental 284 Delta Golf at the T hangars, ready to taxi departing VFR eastbound, prefer runway 22. Uh-oh. Where is he? 8:15, should be open.
What happens if he doesn't respond?
We'll have to wait a bit. He might be, I don't know. Wait a little bit, try again. I don't think they're closed holidays or anything like that. Bolton ground experimental 284 Delta Golf. Well. Okay, for everybody keeping score at home, we finally got the tower to answer. He was having a headset problem, which is either ironic or coincidental. I confused the two. I had the same thing yesterday. I was coming in yesterday and he gave me, radio was fine. He gave me a lengthy set of entry instructions, which I heard very little of because the headset stopped working.
H41 Lima, Bolton Tower, how can I help you?
Well, it's working now. All right, so we don't really want to go through that Class C, so I can take this little guy right here and move it off to the side, and we'll just put it kind of out here.
Transport 1 Lima, and transition through the Bolton Class Delta airspace approved. Altimeter is 3026.
So, oops, I bumped that forward, so we lost our spot. I got to do it again. Now we're looking for this Haspy intersection.
So you want to go around it?
I want to set it as a waypoint.
Okay.
So now that it's selected, I think I can hit map menu, add point to flight plan. Then I go to the right because that's what I want. I don't care what it's called because I'm going to delete it later, so I'm going to add it to the flight plan. Okay. And it's going to ask me where I want it. We want it before Zanesville, obviously, not after. Okay. So we just say insert there. And that's now we'll go up there and make that our active waypoint.
Okay.
Let's see, how do I make it do that? I can't get to go up there. This is where I always struggle. I want that to be the active waypoint, not the other one. So let's get back. And let's try flight plan up, direct. There we go. That'll be our active waypoint. Then it'll automatically cycle to Zanesville. So what that's going to do, now we can go back to here, push the button down to get back on the airplane. See how we're just going to go around that Class C. Now, this time of day, they would probably vector us right on through, but frankly, it's just easier. It's just easier to do it ourselves.
To avoid them all together.
Right. So we'll go ahead and do the run-up, and we'll work through the checklist on the run-up. I'll do the takeoff, and then you'll be able to fly that. I'm going to turn this camera off. Very calm day.
Yeah, all right. Start going in a course?
Yeah, whenever you're ready. You got the airplane. I'm off the rudders now. I was holding a little bit of right rudder. You can go ahead and intercept it if you want, or just fly parallel to it. It doesn't much matter. Okay. But when you go to do the interception, you can keep going like we're doing. That's fine. That's going to take us right there. Right. The way you monitor it is that line right there. When that comes center, remember the purple line? When that center segment becomes fully in line with the arrow, that's when you're on course. It's probably easier to do it this way.
Right.
It's just a preference thing, however you want to do it. Go right on it. Now see how that's now straight up and down in one solid piece? right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that segment anymore. That means you're on course. And whichever direction that segment breaks away, say it breaks away to the left, that means you need to turn left to get back on course. You just drive towards that segment. So when we get up to here, it should automatically make that the purple line, and it'll reset that, and then you'll just have to follow it. It'll actually, I think it'll probably say approaching waypoint or something like that when we get a little bit closer. She's kind of finicky. Sometimes she tells me stuff, sometimes she doesn't. Plays that silent game. I get the cold shoulder. You know how they are. There you go. So that should see how that, the other one just went away, and now that's your new waypoint. So just line up on that and you're good to go. So we're looking at our arrival. I brought up the chart for Zanesville. We're heading east, so we're going to be coming like that. That'll set us up for a very nice 45 entry into a left downwind for runway 34, and then we can roll out just to this taxiway because we're heading right up there. So that's our plan for arrival.
34.
But now?
34.
Yeah, 34, that's the one we want. So we'll just be setting up for a left downwind. And I mean, with the wind being calm, it's our choice, so that'll be a piece of cake. And now we don't need to see this anymore. We'll go ahead and close that and get back to, I just want to get back to the normal screen. There we go. So you can start getting on course, and we can see we're less than 20 minutes out. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start monitoring. Well, there's no AWAS that we can receive because it's on a VOR frequency, and I don't have that. So we'll just monitor the Unicom and see if there's anybody else out there. We know we've got it dialed in. ZZV is Zanesville, 123 Unicom. So we're on the right frequency. So we're all set to go. That looks like somebody's finally invented a golf course made out of water. You won't be able to see it. We're about 10 miles out. I dialed in the pattern altitude, 1,900 feet. I just put that there as a reminder at your target altitude. So we can go ahead and start a descent, and the easiest way to do that is just pull the throttle back a few hundred RPM, pull it back to about, 4,700, and the nose is just going to go down by itself, and we'll just manage that descent for the next 10 minutes or so, or 5 minutes, we're almost there.
So what was that RPM?
Oh, 4,800 or so, 4,700, you get it by feel. We're just looking for about that. We're looking for a gradual descent. We're only got to lose we got to lose quite a bit, about 1,500 feet or so. That's okay because this plane comes down very easily.
Is that 70?
Yes. Or 161. I think 70. They both run through here, I think.
Right. So what are you getting? That's going to be on the Facebook.
Spicy and yummy.
Alright guys, we'll see you back